I'm so excited to gather with you today. And every time we gather in my spaces, I have a special candle service. We strike a match and light this candle to alert our spirit guides that we're here, we're open, we're listening, and we're ready to receive the messages that are meant for us. Oh, it's so lovely to have you here. This is a video to teach you how to create your very own indie tarot deck. I am launching Love&Magick Tarot right now. I've got a Kickstarter going, and all of that, of course, is linked in this video. This is a candle service for all of you that are subscribers to this channel. Those of you that are in my worldwide coven know that every single video that I create a candle service for all of us. So hey, if you want a candle service with every single visit to this channel, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell for notifications, because things are really developing in such a cool way for me right now, and I don't want you to miss out. So you want to make a tarot deck, huh? I am in the throes of doing that for myself right now. So today we're going to get into the top things you need to do to create your own indie tarot deck. I'm in the middle of doing it right now, so you can follow along. Honestly, this is the biggest reason why you need to hit that subscribe and notify, so you can watch this evolve. Jennifer is going to be chatting in our video too. So really, the number one thing that you have to do is you got to get right with the magic of this. Tarot is, I believe, a living space, and it's centuries of a tradition that you're kind of taking on. It's a bit of an arduous path. If you want to make a tarot deck, which there's a long tradition of artists creating tarot decks in their practice, it's a huge honor to be the witch that's casting this spell right now. And I don't take it lightly, because I know my guardians and guides are going to be guiding me and teaching me all along the way. That lunar theme that I have going with Love&Magick Tarot is really about sort of flowing with the phases of your life and connecting every day with the little baby you that's inside, in the face of everything that's going on in our wild world right now. We have the decolonial emergence. We have Black liberation. We've got the pandemic. I mean, it is a global meltdown right now, honeys. How are you holding up? This deck, Love&Magick Tarot, is how I'm holding up. It's got a double rainbow theme, and I'll talk about that, and I'll show you some of those pieces in just a little bit. But let's talk about what you need to create your own deck. The magic of it is really, really important. You'll be creating tarot with whatever knowledge and wisdom that you have. So what does that look like for you? Have you taken tarot courses? Have you been sleeping with your tarot deck under your pillow? These are some of the ways that I think you can get right with the magic of it. Throwing lots and lots and lots of tarot for your friends and loved ones is just massively important. I think that it was 15 years that I was having my tarot in my purse, and at every gathering, every time I was with my friends, in my car, at the stoplights, my tarot was with me constantly before I accepted any funds for tarot, before I charged for it. So I think there's something really important about deepening your practice. I'll link some of my favorite tarot accounts in the video here. I've got fabulous friends that create really complex systems that are amazing. Love&Magick is different than that. It's an everyday deck. That's what I know my guardians and guides were showing me, that in this wildness of this time, because it's 2020, I've got theme words for 2020. They're hyper real and wild and free. We gather every Friday on my channel with the Worldwide Coven that I hold space for here. And I talked about that all the way back in January, having some keywords, some alchemized keywords for the year. And I did talk about creating my own tarot deck back then, and I had something different in mind. So through magic and my own spell work, I'm on a tarot journey. This is the beginning of me unfurling a tarot map, where I'll be creating 3 different decks in the next several years. And this is step 1. We're gathering as a worldwide coven together in what to me feels like, on a psychic level, the ancient caves where our ancestors gathered. and painted the walls and left their handprints in their moon blood. This is the space where we're gathering to get ready for this journey of these magical decks that I'm creating, these tarot experiences that I'm creating with this tarot map. I would love to tell you that it can be done overnight. Go for it, and please let me know how that goes for you. That has not been my experience. I've been reading tarot for decades. I encountered my very first tarot deck when I was a teenager. I worked in a bookstore. I'm actually a hairdresser, and I live in my hometown here in California, and I worked at the local mall, which of course has been ripped down twice with different malls built on top of it, as is the way in Southern California. And I worked in the local bookstore there. It was a Walden bookstore, and I encountered a tarot deck there, and I was of such squeaky funds because in my family I have 8 brothers and sisters. We all took care of our own higher education all on our own. So I needed to save precisely $1,000 to go to cosmetology school at my local community college. So I began hand transcribing that tarot deck on my breaks as a teenage clerk in the bookstore. And it was a kind of an initiation in many, many ways. And I would never, ever give up that experience if I was offered to do it again with someone giving me the deck. I love that I wrote that down, and I really urge you to do things like that. I urge you to take the time to utilize the tarot as writing prompts too. So let me know in comments how you connect with the tarot. Let me know in comments how you develop and deepen your practice. The next thing that's so important within getting your magic right in tarot is summoning the passion for this work. What exactly is it about tarot that makes you just so turned on to create this? In my case, tarot has created so much space for my own healing. I have been able to provide a healing space for others too, and that means the world to me. What is it about tarot that you love so very much? I'm creating a tarot deck that's extremely colorful. So the couple of kinds of magic in my deck are lunar magic and color magic, and they come together in a really special way. Head over to Kickstarter and like the project and watch how this grows. I'm updating it constantly. Moon Baby Magic Tarot is a day and night theme because it's meant to be kept with you constantly. Before you go to bed, pull a card and use it as a small spell. All of the keywords are printed right on the tarot card itself, and they each have a different color in the rainbow. Bless you, Juniper. What would your theme be for a tarot deck? Honestly, let's embody all of these ideas inside of the comments of this video, and let's just have fun having this be our impromptu free magic tarot class. Communication is a spell. Truly, the way that you interact with the world is your spell. How do you keep your tarot decks in your home? Are they like displayed? Is that how you like it? Are they kept private because you need to be more in with your tarot practice? If you would like to be able to create this tarot deck to sell, how are you communicating about your practice in the world? I cannot tell you how much I recommend having a newsletter. I have a hot rod of a newsletter that I'm so excited about. Not sure I know how to drive it yet, but it's nice to know that I can rev the engine of that baby when I get it down. At the top left tab on my newsletter, you can subscribe right there to the newsletter. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be creating them, but I'm in love with tarot scopes. I create them live stream every Friday here on the channel. You're so welcome to join us. It is such the worldwide coven of cuties. It's a beautiful space that's just super queer, super fun, filled with artists and freaks and magical folks, and you're just so wanted, welcome, and needed here. So get yourself a newsletter and start talking about tarot. Do a card of the week. My friend Rash at Stay Woke Tarot does the card of the week for the Numinous, that fabulous account. So I'll link that in the video as well. Highly recommend that you get a YouTube channel kicked up, and just it'll feel very much like you're speaking into the void for a very long time. Don't be afraid. We're out here. Let me know. Send me a DM or a message or comment here what your YouTube channel is so I can subscribe to your channel. Next, have some fun with a local group. I'm really blessed and lucky that for the longest time, I had a wonderful group through the Makara Center for the Arts that gathered monthly for tarot and tea. That was created by Maritza Rubio, who is a published author and a dear friend of mine. And it was so nice to gather in that way. There's got to be a million ways that you can gather via Zoom now with how we're sheltering and not gathering so much in person. I'm looking forward to seeing what Makara does with tarot and tea with the way that they don't have a storefront any longer. They no longer have a shingle. They're completely wild and free. And in the internet spaces, they're creating a brand new book club next month, and I just love them so much. So definitely follow them on Instagram and just start following your favorite tarot accounts on Instagram and just start chatting with folks. Follow the tarot readers, the hashtag tarot readers of Instagram and the hashtag tarot readers of YouTube, and just start having fun chatting with other readers. You can find tarot readers on Facebook and Twitter too. Just be with other folks and start talking about your favorite cards. Finally, the thing that feels the most fun to all of this is developing the theme that you want for your tarot deck. Like I said before, my words for 2020 are hyper real and wild and free. And I thought to myself, this is an experience that needs to be captured and documented because it's been such a triggering and scary year, hasn't it? Worried about our loved ones, worried about seeing what's happening with the whole entire planet, worried about all of our Black, Indigenous, people of color in our lives, and everything that's going on in the world with how we're really embodying the Tower card in this Emperor year, aren't we? Where we're tearing down old systems that are no longer working. You know why? Because they're not sustainable. Moon Baby Magic Tarot for me was about creating sustainable, empathetic love in the world. And I would love to hear from you what the theme of your tarot deck would be. So something really fun for me was creating the backs of the cards. I started out with this back of the card, and this is actually going to be part of what I utilize as a Kickstarter benefit. I'll be writing love notes to folks on the back of these, and this shows the full moon and this beautiful little comet that's brand new to our world. This comet that's brand new to our world is called Neowise. Neo stands for Near Earth Object, and it was discovered during this pandemic while we were sheltering in place on March 27th. We did not know its existence, yet it's been here before. It's a chunk of ice that's hurtling through space, and I find that intensely fascinating because it's very serious theory that a lot of the water that is on Earth is from asteroids and comets that have crashed to Earth. And I wonder, has Neowise, because Neowise was here 6,800 years ago and won't be back again for another 6,800 years. And I'm just so interested in what they know about us that we don't know. And I found it just immensely fascinating also that we had this extremely brilliant phosphorescence in the ocean water here in the beach town where I live in Orange County, California. And I just needed it seen. This right here is Saddleback Mountain near where I live. And that's also the embodiment on my tarot cards. Many, many artists through time have painted where they live again and again and again. And I needed the silhouette of this local mountain to capture the title of the card and also the keyword that I chose to print right on the card. Because Moon Baby Magic Tarot is for use every single day, I didn't want you to have to fumble through a guidebook feeling like the answers were without. I need you to know that it's about going within and soothing baby you and inner child you. I have this sneak peek of the Chariot card, and the Chariot is decorated with my actual vintage hearse, which was my mama wagon when my kids were little, because it fits the wagon. It fits multiple surfboards and a full drum kit because my family is percussionists. Both of my kids were in the school band, so I had to load up 2 full kits in the back of the car, and nothing better than a hearse for that. And we also collect and fix up vintage trailers. So this is a real collectible vintage trailer called an air float. So my 1970 Cadillac vintage hearse mama wagon and this air float trailer had to make it to the chariot card, because those are the things that give us that feeling of the journey. And so the key word for my tarot chariot is motion. What are we moving through our life right now? Document that in your book of shadows and let that be a little tiny baby reading from your mama witch to you. So I very, very, very happily received advisement from a dear friend of mine named Sara, who has the 8th house. It's a full-blown, beautiful, ethical witch shop in New Jersey. And they reminded me how important it was to mirror the cards. So I utilized my logo, which is a capital A, and I flipped it down so it became a diamond shape. And then I put in the full moon behind that, and the 8 phases of the moon are right there in white. And we've got the celestial sky, because it's so important for us to have that order in our life where we're resting every day. So this is reminding us that our nights are just as important as our days. But then you open the deck and it's just filled with colors. I have a little example now. It's an 80 card deck. And one of the cards is this moon phase diagram. And I wrote down keywords for the 8 phases of the moon, so you can have that as a quick reference too. There's a different phase of the 8 phases of the moon on every single card, and you're meant to take the whole deck and flick it like a flip book and watch the moon phase oscillate through the deck. This is a deck that's meant to be fingered and used as almost like a worry stone, so you feel secure and enter your body and have fun with it like a kid would with cards. So the next video that I'm going to create will show you some of the other things that I'm doing, like my altar cloths. I hope you stick around. Stay with me while we talk about the stretch goals next time, and we get deeper into how to start your own Kickstarter campaign. This was like something I had to learn completely on my own. I wasn't planning on doing a Kickstarter, and then I realized, oh, I don't have 15 grand sitting around, do I? So the Kickstarter became absolutely necessary, and I want to share with you everything I've learned about that, okay? Let's talk Procreate and art supplies and Kickstarter in the next video. Honeys, I'm sending you all my love and magic. Please remember that magic is your birthright and everything's a spell. This is my how to create your very own tarot deck. I'll see you soon.